Good morning, cherished listeners. It is your own news presenter, Sebastian Boaz, aka The Morning Man, bringing you the morning news. We are streaming live from Vision Live FM here in Sampa Valley, Accra, Ghana. We bring you the most complete and accurate news, from breaking news to in-depth reports. Our goal is to keep you informed and abreast with information surrounding you. Thank you for joining us this morning. Do not change your dial and stay tuned. This news segment was proudly sponsored by International Vision Church and Allegra Kitchen Crafts and Floral Institute. Now to the headlines. Drivers accused of stealing excavator ordered to open defense. Justice for All program. 3 detained for 10 years acquitted, discharged. Husband kills wife, daughter at Aguna Bobikuma. President-elect John Dramani Mahama officially invites Tinubu to his inauguration on January 7th. Cholera outbreak overwhelms health facilities and communities in Western region. To international headline news. Another deadly crash in Nigeria at event offering free food. Suspend witch doctors arrested over attempt to bewitch Zambia's president. Business headline news. Cocoa Board's downwards revision of cocoa harvest to put cedi at further risks, says Joe Jackson. Cedi performance at an average rate of $1 for 15.12 Ghana cedis. Sports headlines. Mohamed Kudus reveals favorite position after scoring for West Ham against Brighton. Inaki Williams shines with assist as Athletic Bilbao edges Osasuna. Entertainment headlines. From an actor to an MP, John Dumelo shares strategy on how he won the 2024 elections. Ghanaian teacher Mokpokpokpo Fiados Guinness World Record read atom attempt is postponed. Now to the main news. The Amasaman Circuit Court has ordered 2 drivers accused of stealing excavators belonging to a businessman to open defense case. The court, presided over by Ms. Enid Mafosao, said the prosecution has established criminal charges against the accused. Ali Zakari and Badari Tofik, both drivers, have been jointly charged with conspiring to steal an excavator valued at $108,000. Zakari is facing an additional charge of stealing and Tofik is charged with abetment of crime. They have denied the charges in court. Meanwhile, the alleged accomplices Desmond Apia, Ernest Ado, Hamidu Nashiru Reabri, as well as 2 others have only named Emma and Bash, are still on the run. Police Chief Inspector Nashiru Salifu told the court that Alhaji Ali Seidu was the complainant. He said Zakari lived at Ashaiman and Tofik lived at Afranco, a suburb of Kumasi. The long cane excavators into the country, and Nascosi Limited was contracted to work on the freight formalities and transport same to the warehouse at Daboro. Chief Inspector Salifu said the freight forwarder cleared some of the containers containing disassembled excavators at the Tema Harbour and went in search of a long trailer to transport the excavators to a warehouse. The court heard that Zakari informed the staff of Nascosi, also a witness in the case, that he knew of a trailer driver, Apia, who could transport one of the containers and gave Apia's contact to him. Chief Inspector Salifu said on October 19, 2023, one of the containers containing an excavator valued at $108,000 was loaded onto a DFE 95 truck with Ford registration number GN 725211, driven by Zakari, but did not dispatch the containers to where 7 others had been disposed at the warehouse. The prosecution said the complaint was lodged with the police as Zakari's phone had been switched off. Chief Inspector Salifu said police received information that the container had been taken to Kumasi. The court heard that investigations revealed that Zakari, Tofik, Apia and Ad were about to sell the excavator, but like eluded them and they were arrested and the others escaped. In other news, 3 individuals detained for between 5 to 10 years on remand at the Koforidua prisons were acquitted and discharged on Wednesday under Ghana's Justice for All program, GFAP. The initiative, facilitated through mobile in-prison special courts, addresses prolonged remand and pre-trial detention cases. In addition to the acquittals, 12 detainees were granted bail under security conditions, while 2 were referred to psychiatric evaluation. However, 4 individuals were denied bail or discharge and 2 cases were dismissed. Among the latter, 1 detainee charged with assault had already served a year in custody and entered a guilty plea. His sentence was set off against the time served. Justice Ifya Sewa of the Court of Appeal explained that the 21 pre-trial cases were presented during the special court session. She highlighted that the Justice for All program, launched in 2007, aimed to alleviate overcrowding in Ghanaian prisons by expediting justice for remand detainees. Justice Sewa emphasized that the innovative approaches adopted by the judiciary, including virtual court sessions and mobile courts, made possible through partnership with key institutions like the POS Foundation, Ghana Police Service, Legal Aid Commission, and the others. Quoting Article 14(4) of the 1992 Constitution, she noted that detainees not tried within a reasonable time must be released conditionally or unconditionally. However, the lack of clarity on what constitutes reasonable time often resulted in extended detentions, contributing to prison overcrowding. She urged all stakeholders, including judges, prosecutors, investigators, and state attorneys, to work diligently in processing cases. She further expressed concern over delays caused by inefficiencies which not only infringe on the rights of detainees presumed innocent but also strain the justice system. Delayed trials lead to fading memories, lost evidence, and forgotten remand prisoners, she stated, and called for prompt trials to determine whether detainees should be acquitted or convicted. Moreover, she also noted that the issue of detainees unable to meet bail conditions who remain in custody despite eligibility for release. The executive director of POS, Jonathan Osoi Owusu, outlined that the program has significantly reduced Ghana's remand population. He reported a drop in remand detainees from 33% in 2017 to 10.5% today, and commended stakeholders for shining a light on justice for prisoners and called for the swift passage of the Community Service Bill. Mr. Osei Owusu advocated for non-custodial sentences for minor offenders to ease prison congestion, suggesting alternatives like communal labor. He criticized the state's inadequate allocation of 1.8 Ghana cedis per prisoner daily, highlighting the need for reforms to better address overcrowding. Chief Superintendent of Prisons Francis KwameNkrumah expressed gratitude for the program, noting its impact in reducing remand numbers at Koforidua prisons, where 45% of inmates are on remand. In other news, a 40-year-old farmer accused of murdering his wife and their 7-year-old daughter in Esase, a village near Upper Bukipkum in the Aguna West district of the Central Region, is currently being pursued by the Upper Bukima police. Stephen Alate is alleged to have struck both his wife, Ekumacho, aged 37, and their daughter with a cement block until they succumbed to their injuries before fleeing the scene. According to a police source, Alate had invited his wife and their 3 children who were residing with their grandmother in Aguna Kwaman to join him in Esase. During their journey to the village, he reportedly chose an alternative route rather than the commonly used bush path. The source reported that as the suspect reached the midpoint of the road, he seized the cement block and struck both his wife and his 7-year-old daughter, Ophelia Alate, resulting in their immediate deaths. The source further indicated that a hunter who was alerted by the commotion and cries unexpectedly arrived at the scene. The suspect requested the hunter to guide him to the police station to file a report. However, the hunter suggested that the suspect should lead the way, to which Alate refused, instead compelling the hunter to take the lead. Subsequently, Alate discovered another cement block on the roadside and used it to strike the hunter on the head, rendering him unconscious. He subsequently used the cutlass to deliver a deep laceration to the hunter's head, took possession of the hunter's firearm, and escaped from the location. The hunter was later taken to the hospital where he is undergoing medical treatment. In the meantime, 2 of Alate's children who witnessed the event hurried back to the town to report the incident, prompting the police to swiftly arrive at the scene. According to sources, the suspect remains at large, and the Bobikuma police are actively seeking information regarding his location. The remains of the 2 individuals have been transferred to the Aguna Swedru Municipal Government Hospital for autopsy. In other news, President-elect His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has announced that he has invited the President of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to his inauguration on January 7, 2024. Mahama, in a post shared on social media on December 22, 2024, said that he met with Tinubu in Abuja, where he invited him to his inauguration. He also indicated that he held discussions with Nigeria's president on how to foster unity and prosperity in the West African sub-region. During the previous week, I flew to Abuja, Nigeria to meet my brother President Tinubu, and who is also the chair of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State, to extend a warm invitation to my inauguration on January 17, 2025, as we work together to strengthen our collaboration and deepen ties within the ECOWAS community. He said, "We discussed our shared vision for progress and unity, which is vital for the growth and stability of our religion." Mahama wrote on his X handle. The president-elect also met with the president of Benin, Patrice Talon, following his re-election into office. In other news, the Western Regional Health Directorate has begun a cholera vaccination of residents in the Sekondi Takoradi, Ifia, Nkwanta, Shama, and Ahanta West areas to curb the spread of cholera with overwhelmed health facilities and affected communities. The death toll has risen from 8 to 15 as at last Thursday. The vaccination exercise expected to end on Thursday will cover homes, schools, churches, mosques, markets, offices, health facilities within the communities. In a situation report, SITREP, the Directorate recorded 157 new reported cases with 1,347 cumulative cases, while the total number of districts involved stood at 8. Health workers infected at 13, according to the state rep. Districts with sharp increase in number of cases stand at 4, including Sekondi Takoradi, Ifia, Kwesimentim, Shama, and Ahanta West. Severe cases recorded at 60, moderate 80, and mild 65. The Regional Director of Health Services, Dr. Yao Ofori-Yeboah, briefed the Ghanaian Times. He attributed the cholera cases to unsanitary sites for food preparation and sales by food vendors, which he described as a major factor in discriminating refuse dumping, poor waste management, and open defecation. Dr. Yeboah indicated that the Rapid Response Team (RRT), in partnership with the Metropolitan, Municipal, and District Assemblies and the key partner agencies, would implement targeted interventions aimed at controlling and managing cholera outbreaks across all districts in the Western region. Further steps, he told the Ghanaian Times, include the enforcement of bylaws, continued disinfections of communities, and education of food vendors in Sekondi Takoradi, Ifia, and Kwesimentim. He added, "There's an exponential surge in cases in health facilities, both private and public, and they are supporting case management as incidents continue to edge." Van announcements have also been intensified in 2 hotspot districts, Sekondi and Ifia, Kwesimentim, and also door-to-door sensitization. Distribution of intravenous fluids and antibiotics designated facilities also continues. On key steps, Dr. Yeboah said the Regional Health Directorate will revisit the need for stronger collaboration with MMDAs at the 2 hotspots, operationalize additional treatment centers, identify case management, and collaborate with water companies to assess water safety. To international news.
Audio Jungle.
Now to international news. The number of deaths from a crowd crash in the southeast town of Okija in Nigeria has risen to 22, police say. It is the 3rd case this week of people being crashed to death at events where free food was being distributed. The fatalities in Okija occurred at the charity event on Saturday when residents rushed to collect Christmas donations, including rice and vegetable oil. On the same day, a similar tragedy during a carnival event on Wednesday in the city of Idaba. Police have now warned organizers to notify authorities before holding charity events in order to prevent such loss of life. Toyin Abdul Kadri, who witnessed the crash at the Holy Trinity Catholic Church in Abuja, told AFP news agency the attendees forced the gates and forced themselves inside. The event involved vulnerable and elderly individuals, and 4 children were killed, the police said. In a social media post on the crashes, Amnesty International Nigeria wrote, President Bola Tinubu's government must urgently prioritize addressing widespread hunger, higher unemployment, and the rapidly falling standard of living. Food and transportation costs have more than tripled in Nigeria in the last 18 months. The global bout of inflation has been exacerbated by some of the policies of the government designed to strengthen the economy in the long term, such as ending the fuel subsidy. In a statement on the deadly crashes, President Bola Tinubu said, "In a season of joy and celebration, we grieve with fellow citizens mourning the painful losses of their loved ones. Our prayers of divine comfort and healing are with them." He urged state governments and the police to enforce strict crowd control measures and has cancelled all his official engagements in honor of the victims. He also noted the similarities between the incident, including one earlier this week in the southwest city of Ibadan. A crash at a school fanfare where killed 35 children and seriously injured 6 others. Thousands of people had turned up on the promise of free food. In other international news, 2 men have been arrested in Zambia accused of being witch doctors who had been tasked with trying to bewitch the president. The police said they had arrested Justin Mubaliz Kandude and Leonard Firi in the capital, Lusaka. Their purported mission was to use charms to harm President Hakainde Hichilema, said the police statement released on Friday. Many people in the southern African country believe in and live in fear of witchcraft. The police said Mr. Kakande and Mr. Firi were hired by Nelson Banda, a younger brother of the MP Emmanuel J.J. Banda. The MP was reportedly arrested last month in neighboring Zimbabwe over robbery charges which he denies, but he has not been seen in public. He is also accused of having escaped from custody in August as he awaited to appear in court. The opposition Patriotic Front Party, led by former President Edgar Lungu, has previously alleged that these charges are politically motivated. Emmanuel Banda, who has been an independent MP since 2021, was previously associated with Lungu, who lost the presidency in Michelina to Hichilema that year. In their statement, the police said the MP's younger brother Nelson was currently on the run. Mr. Kakande and Mr. Firi have been charged under Zambia's Witchcraft Act and possession of charms, professing knowledge of witchcraft and cruelty to wild animals. The pair were found in possession of assorted charms, including a live chameleon, the police added. They told the police they had been promised more than 2 million Zambian kwacha, that is 58,000 euros or $73,000 for their mission. According to the police statement, the suspects are being held in custody and will appear in court soon, the police said, but did not give an exact date for the hearing. They have not yet commented in public on the allegations. To business news. The chief executive Now to business news. The chief executive of Dallas Finance and the finance expert Joe Jackson has projected that the Ghana cedi faces further risks as the Cocoa Ghana board revises cocoa harvest in 25 downwards. According to him, the cedi will further be devalued if harvests go down. Reacting to Cocoa Board's decision to revise the cocoa harvest for the 2024-25 cocoa season, he said the second downward revision of the anticipated cocoa harvest increases the risk of further devaluation of the cedi in the days ahead. Joe Jackson also projected that the incoming year may be difficult and more challenging than anticipated. It looks like 2025 will be even more challenging than anticipated. Fasten your seatbelt, Cocoa Board mismanagement, he wrote on X. The Ghana Cocoa Board has, for the second time this year, revised its cocoa harvest projection for the 2024-2025 season by 5%. The regulator of the Ghana cocoa sector said this is because of unfavorable weather conditions and insufficient rainfall. According to NovaReports.com, the revised outlook suggests a harvest of approximately 617,500 tons. The earlier revision was made in August to reduce its initial estimate by 20% from 812,500 tons to 650,000 tons. Harmattan and the dry season are usually unfavorable for cocoa farmers and they may lead to lower yields. In other business news, Ghana's local currency, the cedi, has experienced marginal gains against major trading currencies, especially the dollar, at some forex bureaus. On average, the cedi is selling at Ghana cedis 15.12 to $1 compared to 16.16 Ghana cedis of last month. The euro is selling at an average of 18.99 Ghana cedis, whilst the pound is averaging at 15.78 Ghana cedis. In its daily update, the central bank noted that as of December 20, 2024, the cedi is trading at a buying price of 14.73 Ghana cedis and is selling at 14.74 Ghana cedis. The British pound is being bought at 18.44 Ghana cedis and sold at 18.46 Ghana cedis. The euro trades at a buying price of 15.28 Ghana cedis and a selling price of 15.29 Ghana cedis. Checks as of December 22, 2024 at 10 o'clock a.m. show that the cedi is trading at 16.05 Ghana cedis to the dollar, while the pound is trading at 20.25 Ghana cedis at some major forex bureaus across the country. Additionally, the euro is trading at 17 Ghana cedis on the retail market. Despite the current gains, the decline of the cedi against major trading currencies will further worsen the woes of the Ghanaian economy. The Bank of Ghana, in its effort to curb the depreciation of the cedi, sold some dollars worth over 200 million. To sports news.
Audio Jungle.
Now to sports news. West Ham United's Mohamed Kudus have revealed that the right-wing position is his preferred and most comfortable position on the field. Despite excelling in that role under former coach David Moyes in the first season of the West Ham United, Kudus has largely played on the left under Spanish coach Julian Lopetegui. On Saturday, December 21st, 2024, Kudus was deployed on the right for the West Ham in the Premier League game against Brighton and Hove Albion. The Guardian excelled in the position and scored the equalizer for West Ham United, who had been struggling under the Spanish coach. Speaking after the game, Mohamed Kudus stated that he was happy to have been deployed on the right wing. The former believes that he is able to contribute more to his team when he is deployed on the right, as he feels comfortable there. It was good to score, and the goal came from where I'm most natural on the right. It's all about the team though, and I'll keep learning and improving to adapt wherever I'm asked to play, Kudus said. Mohamed Kudus also explained why he sat on the elephant calf stool after scoring his side. The forward was also not happy to have played a key role in West Ham's victory, stating that the point is a vulnerable one for the struggling side. I am happy to score. It is very important to help the team. The stool is from Ghana. I brought it from there. A lot of people do it, so I brought it to show where I come from. A lot of people do it. The chief sits on a stool, so that is why I sat on it. It is also meant to showcase my country's culture, he said in his post-match interview. Kudus has made 12 appearances in the Premier League for West Ham the 2024-2025 season. In other sports news, Atletico Bilbao secured a half-4 2-1 victory over Osasuna at El Stadio El Sadar in La Liga's round 18 on Saturday evening. The clash, which saw 22,030 fans in attendance, was a gripping contest from start to finish. Osasuna drew first blood in the 25th minute, with Lucas Touro capitalized on a set-piece opportunity, slotting the ball into the bottom right corner. However, Atletic's response was swift. Just 6 minutes later, Goga Grusita leveled the score with a clinical header, expertly assisted by Ghanaian forward Inaki Williams. The striker's pinpoint cross showcased his creative prowess, marking his 5th assist of the season. In the second half, Athletic continued to push and their persistence paid off in the 74th minute. Alex Beriguet's precise left-footed strike sealed the victory, propelling Athletic to their 30th win in the team's head-to-head history. Williams, who has now featured in all 18 league games this season, was instrumental through the match. Demonstrating why he remains as a key asset for Bilbao, the team shifts focus on their Copa del Rey clash with Logrenes on January 14th. To entertainment news.
Audio Jungle.
Now to entertainment news. The member of parliament elect for Ayawaso West Wuogon constituency, John Sector Dumelo, has disclosed strategies he adopted to win the just ended 2024 general election. In a discussion on United Showbiz on 21st December 2024, John Dumelo noted that he rectified his mistake from the 2020 election by paying attention to the youth and students from various universities in the constituency. In 2020, I lost the election by 2,000 votes, and out of that, I lost 1,800 from Legon. That signaled that Legon campus was a deciding factor. I think if you mention my campaign, it was also on Legon campus, so we tried correcting the mistakes that we made in 2020. Also, a chunk of the population was students and the youth, and also my concentration was on the students. Some of the students also didn't want to vote, so we had to do a lot of convincing, he said. John Dumelo also added that he adopted door-to-door campaigning to win the hearts of voters since he didn't have enough money to fuel his campaign. We didn't have enough money, so we did a lot of door-to-door engagement. We could enter someone's room, and if the person was eating, we would opt to eat with them. But sometimes I would be genuinely hungry and eat the food. And also, I don't do this because it's politics or campaigning. So that personal engagement was needed, he added. In other entertainment news, Ghanaian teacher Mokpokpo Fiado, who attended for the Guinness World Records longest reading marathon allowed, has been postponed. Organizers of the event announced their postponement in a stress statement, citing critical challenges in funding, sponsorship, and government support. The event, which was initially scheduled to take place on December 26, 2024, aimed to support Mokpokpo Fiado's attempt to break the Guinness World Record to longest reading marathon allowed. In a press statement issued by Edward Nketia, team secretary, the postponement was attributed to four main sectors, including lack of cooperative sponsorship, insufficient funding, and limited government support. We hope this message finds you well after careful observation, consultations, and further considerations. We would like to inform you that Mokpokpo Read Aloud Marathon has been postponed to a future date yet to be determined. Dear listeners, this is the end of today's news and was presented by your own presenter, Sebastian Boaz, aka The Morning Man. This segment was proudly sponsored by the International Version Church and Aliga Kitchen Craft and Flora Institute. To sponsor this news segment, kindly contact 024 519 3706. 024 519 3706. You can also contact us on 050 302 7765. 050 302 7765, or you can also reach us on 0244 577 335. 0244 577 335. Catch you here same time tomorrow on 6:30 a.m. on Vision Live Radio. Thank you for joining us this morning. Merry Christmas to you all and have a blessed festive season. Thank you.
Audio Jungle.